Well, hello, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to another reading. We are going to read a little bit more from Neville Goddard. I'm going to actually read an excerpt from The Power of Awareness. I made a boo-boo yesterday. I was reading from Awakened Imagination. Remember yesterday? Well, if you watch the video, the replay is up. I need to actually change the title, but it was from Chapter 2, Sealed Instructions from Neville Goddard's book, Awakened Imagination. I was thinking it was from The Power of Awareness, which is this book, but it comes with Awakened Imagination as well. So let's read a little bit from The Power of Awareness, Chapter 13, Acceptance. This is one of my favorite intros. Man's perceptions are not bound by organs of perception. So our perceptions are not bound by our organs of perception, our eyeballs, our nose, see, hear, our ears, smell, taste, touch. We are not bound. Our perceptions are not bound by organs of perception. We perceive more than sense can discover. We perceive more than sense, though ever so acute, can discover. However much you seem to be living in a material world, you are actually living in a world of imagination. However much you seem to be perceiving and experiencing yourself as living in a material world with objects of matter that you can touch, see, hear, smell, taste, touch, we think we're living in a world of matter, but we're actually living in a world of imagination. The outer physical events of life are the fruit of forgotten blossom times, results of previous and usually forgotten states of consciousness. He's so poetic, but let me break that down. You are actually living in a world of imagination, not in a material world. The outer physical events of life are the fruit of usually forgotten states of consciousness. So everything, look around you. What kind of car do you drive? What kind of bicycle do you have? Like what kind of clothes? What kind of wardrobe? How does your body look? Our results in this material world, including our body, is the outside world. This is a piece of material matter. This is not who I am. I have a physical vehicle. I have this bag of blood and bones. It's not who I am. It's a suit. This is considered the outside world. This is a piece of matter, just like this desk, just like this book. But we think this is us, and then everything outside of it is the world, the outside world. No, my eyeballs is a part of the outside world. So the outer physical things and events, more importantly, he says, the outer physical events of life, our results in life, are the fruits of forgotten consciousness, conscious states, past conscious states. So again, everything in our physical world, the results in our physical world are a result of how we've been thinking, the thoughts we've been entertaining. They are the ends running true to oftentimes forgotten imaginative origins. So you know how they talk about a means to an end? The means to an end. You're doing something to get somewhere. The cause and the effect. The means is the cause, the ends is the effect. So our physical surrounding and our results in life and the circumstances are the ends, the effect, to forgotten imaginative causes. Whenever you become completely absorbed in an emotional state, or at that moment, assuming the feeling of that state fulfilled. We talked yesterday from Chapter 2 in Sealed Instructions from Awakened Imagination about, where was it? Thinking of versus thinking from. So thinking from the end is the beginning of all miracles. The future, what we want, the ends, the effects, must become the present in our imagination if we would wisely and consciously create our circumstances. If we want to create our circumstances, we must Assume the feeling of the effects already being here emotionally. I remember when I used to study this, people go, well, I've never had a six-figure salary. How do I know what that feels like? Okay, you don't because you have never had it. But what would you feel once you had that? What do you think you'll feel? Freedom, relief, calm. Okay. How can you feel right now? What has made you, what in your life right now makes you feel free, calm, relieved? This is silly, but let me tell you, when you go to the restroom, if you have held your bladder long enough, trust me, anybody who knows me, if you know, you know, when you have to pee so bad, you got to use the restroom. And it is such an uncomfortable feeling. And you finally get a chance. There is no better feeling. That is the most ridiculous example, but that is something we might experience regularly, right? If you have an active bladder like myself, TMI. But in all honesty, like when you are really thirsty and you take ice cold water, oh, it is just so relieving. Revel in those feelings because that's probably what you'll feel when you receive this money. So emotionally wrap yourself in these moments, these micro moments of relief, of gratitude, of just satisfaction, contentment, abundance. When you open up your refrigerator, your cupboards, maybe even if it's food you don't like, you have food. You're not going to go hungry. Look at the abundance when you turn on the faucet and water just comes out. This is where it starts. So he's saying, whenever you become completely absorbed in an emotional state, you are at that moment assuming the feeling of that state fulfilled. I'm becoming more aware of this myself. Like I have, my water isn't here right now. I mean, I have the sparkling water. I love this. Like this is ice cold. You can still see. Can you see? It's icy. It's frosty. Ooh, that's crispy. That is crispy and ice cold and carbonated. That is, I will sit here and just revel. That is so good. People who know me, I love food. I love to enjoy food. I actually say the words, I'm going to make sweet love to my food. Like I fully enjoy that experience. And by me doing that, being present in the moment with something that's so good, I am emotionally involving myself in an experience. And that's what I will attract more of. It sounds so silly, but these are the little things we can do in our life. What did I, oh my God, there was, uh, I'll tell that story later. Anyways, whenever you become completely absorbed in an emotional state, you are at that moment assuming the feeling of the state fulfilled. If persisted in, whatsoever you are intensely emotional about, you will experience in your world. These periods of absorption or of concentrated attention are the beginnings of the things you harvest. It is in such moments that you are exercising your creative power, the only creative power there is. At the end of these periods or moments of absorption, you speed from these imaginative states where you have not been physically to where you were physically an instant ago. In these periods, the imagined state is so real that when you return to the objective world, when you open your eyes and you realize you haven't moved a muscle, you just went on this trip in your mind of being in a beautiful oceanside resort. You can hear the birds, you can hear the waves, you can feel the salt on your skin, the salt water, the wind. Oh my God. And you're just there and you open your eyes and you're like, oh, whoa, like that was a trip. I really let myself go there. I was just on another planet. So, in these periods, the imagined state is so real that when you return to the objective world and find that it is not the same as the imagined state that you were just in, it is an actual shock. You have seen something in imagination with such vividness that you now wonder whether the evidence of your senses can now be believed. And like Keats, you ask, what is a vision or a waking dream? Fled is the music. Do I wake or sleep? So that is from a little poem. But this shock, he says, reverses your time sense. It's like if you've ever had a really intense dream. Remember, dreaming, that REM state, rapid eye movement, is when our subconscious mind is cleaning and pruning and processing all of the downloads from the day, the information, pruning synapses. It's when your file's going. It's like our eyeballs are, that's why they call it REM, rapid eye movement, when our eyeballs are going like this really fast underneath our eyelids. And that's what EMDR, eye movement desensitization and reprocessing, that therapeutic modality, mimics with your eyes open, processing trauma situations. It mimics REM sleep because we're tapping into the subconscious mind, which is the body. It's a whole thing. But what Neville Goddard is talking about is anytime you get fully immersed in an emotional state in your imagination, and then you open your eyes and you're like, oh, whoa, I'm not there. I'm here. That's just like when you're dreaming at night. If you've ever had such an intense dream and you wake up and you don't know where you're at, that happens a lot when I travel. Like I'll be in a hotel room or some other place and I'll be like, I have no idea where I am right now. You think you're back home, but you're not, but you forgot where you're at. And you're like, it takes about 5 seconds to like slowly get your things in order to be like, okay, I am here. Okay, that's where I'm at. Like to get your location down. Um, or if it's a dream that you're like, oh God, I'm so glad that's not true or that didn't happen. I wish, why is it that we have, I mean, they're not nightmares, but it's been rare. I can think of maybe 3 times in my life, 2 or 3 dreams that have been when I wake up, I'm like, oh man, I wish that was real, or darn, like dreaming states. Mostly it's like, oh Lord, that was weird, or ooh, I'm glad that wasn't real in when I sleep. But he's talking about inducing this state when we're awake, like going into our imagination, into a dreamlike state, using our imagination and getting emotionally involved with it. And as we bathe, what does he call it? As we absorb, these moments of absorption is when we are filling and flooding our cells with chemicals, truly, because we are thinking about it, we're imagining it, and that's our mind and our imagination, and it's being sent to our brain, and our brain is bathing our bodies with these neurotransmitters. Our thoughts, our minds think, trigger the brain triggers these neural pathways, right? With the synapses that go, and it actually excretes chemicals in our body. Cortisol, adrenaline, norepinephrine, dopamine, serotonin, did I say cortisol? Oxytocin. And we can get it. Many of us are addicted to cortisol, to adrenaline, to, they call it dope, right? A dope head. Dopamine, we get that fix, we get that hit. And we train our brain what gives us that dopamine hit. Some people it's cigarettes, some people it's skydiving, some people it's video games. But what gives you that hit? That's a whole nother video. Anyways, but I love that. That's all I'm going to read today. But that is from The Power of Awareness, Neville Goddard. What are you absorbing? What are you bathing your body in? What are you emotionally involved with? What kind of imaginings? Like this just excites me to I've been doing this. I use that activations app. Y'all, if you do not have this activations app, it is this little orange app right here, right next to my Think Up. I highly recommend this as well. But activations, you can get like 14 days free. There's different options monthly or yearly, but I love her. Her name is Mimi Bouchard. I have just been jamming. It used to be called the Superhuman app. But anyways, it's Activations app now, and she is just huge on visualization and rehearsing in her mind. And we've all done that, especially as children. It's using our imagination, the faculty of our imagination, the most powerful nation in the world, imagination. It's the truth, man. We think in images. What are we thinking? What kind of images are we projecting in front of this powerful creative screen of our mind? I did a video a while ago about this world is like very sensitive photo paper, and our thoughts are imprinting on this world outside of us, what we see. And so, when you're getting into this, like noobs think like, well, I didn't cause this, that, and this, and blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay, relax. What about your life? But your thoughts about what other people are attracting and creating in their life are affecting your life. Your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between what you're thinking about someone else or what you're thinking about yourself. That's why it really, really is beneficial to us to be kind, generous, compassionate, forgiving towards other people, because that's what we're doing to ourselves. It's like, isn't that like the golden rule, one of the 10 commandments, like what you do to your brother, you do to yourself? Like, but for whatever reason, we think we're different and the rules don't apply to us and we're the exception to the rule. What is that? We FAFO too much with the laws of the universe. I certainly did. I still do. We never arrive, you know? So it's remaining vigilant, staying focused on what I'm thinking, emotional sobriety, right? Emotional sobriety, not allowing myself to get belligerent with thoughts of judgment, anger, criticism, grievances, grudges towards myself or others. That'll put you in hell immediately, the emotional basement. And it's horrendous. So do what you got to do. Reach out for help if you need support. All of my information, if you want to work with me, is in the description box below. I have amazing coaching programs. I work with the Napoleon Hill Institute. If you've ever wanted to change your life from the inside out, there is a full immersion coaching program. We offer 3, 6, and 12 months. I also have different packages that I work therapeutically, therapeutic coaching, and I have more offerings coming. I'm really excited. So if you're interested in any of that, just let me know. Click the links below. Ask me any questions. Thank you for your support. I appreciate all of you. This channel is growing and I'm so grateful. So I hope you have a beautiful evening. I have to go get my run in. Today I'm on day 64, I think. Day 64 out of 90. She's almost there, y'all. She's almost there.